Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and get this special call meeting together. This is in regard to trying to clear up some agendas right quick and some rezoning requests and clear up some minutes. But anyway, let me get this thing started. I'm going to call this meeting to order. And that was item number one. Item number two, amendments to the agenda. For the commissioners here, we have Mr. Barnes and Ms. Denny's on the phone. We're going to do some amendments to the agenda. Under item A, add item 6, extended local state of emergency, and B, approve amendments to the agenda. I'd like to have a move and a second that we approve the amendments to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, the number saying aye.
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 None opposed, thank you. Those amendments have been approved. We're going to go down to item 3 under rezone requests. Excuse me, under rezone requests. Mr. Justin Kilgore is here. If either one of you two have got a question as we go through these rezones real quick. It's Pete and Jennifer Bryant, agricultural to rural residential, 2.91 acres located on Matthews Road in Jasper, Georgia. The planning commission voted 5 yes and 0 no to approve the rezone request on the 2.91 acres tract contained on tax map partial 039-063 from agricultural to rural residential. I need a move and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second to approve. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let know by saying aye.
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 None opposed, thank you. All right, we have a second one from Laura M. Jones, no relation. Highway business to rural residential, 2-acre tract located on Highway 53 West in Jasper, Georgia. This also was a 5 yes and 0 no to approve request on the 2-acre tract. It was from highway business back to rural residential. I need a move and a second to approve this one.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second to approve. Any further discussion? None being, all that favor, let know by saying aye.
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 None opposed, thank you. It has been approved. All right, and the third one is Kenneth D. Logan of Logan Holdings LLC under conditional use. This right here is the going from agricultural to neighborhood commercial on 32.72 acres. Area tract located at 755 Bramble Way in Ball Ground, Georgia. Planning Commission voted 3 yes and 2 no to approve the conditional use with all the commercial activity ending at 10 p.m. and restricting outdoor concerts on the 32.72 acre tract contained on the tax map parcel 069-009-002. What is y'all's pleasure on this one?
I make a motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion to approve. Do I get a second?
Second.
Have a move and a second.
Chairman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. We have a move and a second to approve. Any further discussion? At this time, Mr. Kilgore, I'm going to let you speak, please.
Yes, sir. I heard you say neighborhood commercial. This was
Yeah.
supposed to stay agricultural with a conditional use. I'm sorry, it must be a typo.
Okay, so the clarification is it's a use classification from agricultural to neighborhood commercial under conditional use.
But there is no neighborhood commercial. It's just agricultural with a conditional use.
Oh, agricultural with
Yes, sir.
conditional use.
Yeah, all you're doing is approving the condition.
Okay.
Sorry
Okay,
about that, sir.
I'll clarify that. All we're doing is doing conditional use. Are y'all still fine with your moving second under that
Yeah.
clarification?
I couldn't hear him. What did he say on that?
The Miss Denny, this request was going from agricultural to commercial to conditional use. That is typed up here for neighborhood commercial, but it's actually going to conditional use, and we will correct the verbiage on that as we go forward.
Basically,
Okay.
hold on a second.
Basically, there is no change in the land classification. All you're doing is is approving this conditional use as described in the resolution for this property that is currently classified as ag. AG.
Is that cleared up for you, Ms. Denny?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, does that change your second?
I made the motion, but no, it
Okay.
doesn't change it.
I'm sorry, you did make the motion. All right, that did not change it. So I have a move and a second to approve. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That has been cleared. All right, that has taken care of the rezoning cases. Under item number 4, approved Board of Commissioners meetings. Y'all have the copy of those. On February the 20th, 2020, we had a regular meeting. I did not find any issues with that, no corrections on my part. If y'all are satisfied with those, I'd like to get approved of those regular meetings on February the 20th, 2020.
Approved.
Second.
Moving to second, any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. All right. B, we have the work session on March 5th, 2020. I would like to go ahead and get a move in a second to approve those minutes also.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. And also on item C, we had a call meeting on March 17th, 2020, here in this room also. This meeting was about the TAN. I need a move and a second to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. That has been approved. And last, we had an emergency call meeting, as all of us are aware of, on March 24th, 2020. I need a move and a second to approve those minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That meeting has been approved. Thank you very much. All right, that brings us down to item number 5 under a Grandview resolution. If I may read it real quick. The resolution is whereas the Salvation Army donated real property to Pickens County for the installation and maintenance of a water treatment facility, and whereas said property is located near other property owned by the Salvation Army, and whereas the county desires to minimize the visual impact of the said water treatment facility. So be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Pickens County, Pickens County shall plant a row of evergreen trees between the water treatment facility and the other property owned by the Salvation Army to operate as a visual buffer. And the Pickens County shall relocate the entry road to the donated property further from the other property owned by the Salvation Army. And Pickens County shall paint the exterior of the water tank installed on the facility a shade of green that will blend with the surroundings. I need a move and a second to approve this resolution, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a move and a second. Any further discussions? Only thing I want to make clear on this is in regard to our new water treatment plant going in on the Salvation Army property up there for 333,000 gallon a day water withdrawal permit. I just want to make that perfectly clear. We have a, pardon?
It's actually on the property that they've already given to us.
Yeah, and it's actually on the property that's already been donated to Pickens County. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Thank you, that has been approved. All right, that brings us down to an amendment to the October 26, 2000 intergovernmental agreement between Pickens County, Georgia, and Pickens County Airport Authority. Would you like to talk about that, Phil?
Basically, the two purposes of this, the main one being to empower, there is an existing intergovernmental agreement between the county and the airport authority that where the county has delegated the management of the airport to the airport authority. And what this amendment does is it increases that that authority and allowing the airport authority to have the control over hiring and firing the employees that work out there, and supervising. It also re-ratifies the existing agreement, reaffirms everything in that agreement as well. But those are the only two things. It basically lets the airport authority deal with the employees that are out there. I believe that's probably what has been happening, but we just wanted to make it a little more formal there.
All right, anybody got any further questions on that? I need a move in a second to approve this intergovernmental agreement between Pickens County and the Pickens County Airport Authority.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let know by saying aye.
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 None opposed, thank you. That has been approved. All right, we get down to number 7. Under what the governor has said, I've got a paragraph I'd like to read real quick. After reviewing the latest guidance from the state and federal officials and consulting with the Pickens County Board of Health, the Department of Public Health, and Piedmont Mountainside Hospital officials, the Board of Commissioners has extended the local state of emergency and emergency ordinances enacted on March 24th, 2020. This declaration will now be in effect through April 30th, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. This decision, while a difficult one, was made in the best interest of public safety. Public health officials advise these measures are needed to control the spread of the COVID-19, and we appreciate the support and understanding of our community during these trying times. Please continue to monitor our website at www.pickenscountyga.gov for updates and to access the full emergency ordinance. Now, this would be good through April 30th. If for some reason this virus is deemed tolerable before that date, we can roll that date back, and hopefully we all pray that might happen in the near future. But as it stands right now, Article 5 of the emergency order that we have right now is the ordinance shall become effective following the approval by the Commission at 4 p.m. on March 24th, 2020, and will continue to be in effect until 11:59 p.m. on April 7th, 2020, or until it is extended, rescinded, superseded, or amended in writing by the Commission. We would like to vote to extend this date to April 30th. Any further questions or comments on this as we go forward? If not, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to go ahead and ask for a move in a second to approve the extension of this.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let know by saying aye.
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 None opposed, thank you. We have extended that time, and it is just like the one we have approved earlier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to stay here no longer. We have divided out in this room here. We're more than 6 feet apart on a lot. A lot of them we got here. We just have a total of about 8 in this room, and I want to thank y'all for being here, and I definitely want to thank the public for what we have seen so far, and majority, if not most, are being very cooperative as we go forward. I know these are difficult times. I know a lot of people are getting cabin fever, but y'all stay patient, and we are doing what we can to keep the people and the citizens of Pickens County safe. Y'all have a good week. Bless your hearts, and everybody pray. This meeting is now adjourned.